I had a good brother of mine, my brother, Treetop Hollywood. Uh, and Treetop Hollywood will be coming out with his podcast. I'm trying to get him to come out with his podcast so that way we can merge. But my brother Treetop Hollywood did ask me to do a video on one of the biggest YouTube people out here, Charleston White. I seen a video where Charleston White pulls out a gun on DJ UTV, I believe, his platform. He was talking about Chicago. I noticed a lot he does. I guess he has a lot of disrespect for towards Chicago. Um, he has a very lot of disrespect towards Chicago. I noticed he's been vocal about King Von. Uh, uh, Saying F King Von, which is RIP King Von. I even heard him, which is I had a major problem. I heard him say FBG Duck, and that's one of my favorite artists out of Chicago, as well as King Von. Don't get me wrong, I like Lil Durk. Um, I just think with that situation with Chicago, man, if everybody would have been able to come together, man, Chicago would have been probably just as big as Atlanta. You know what I mean? But uh, my thing is Charleston White. What are you on a revolutionary side, or is it that because I understand that you had dealings with FBG Duck's mother, Sheena Lashina Weekly, known as Mama Duck. Um, I guess there was deals where you sent her money to tell her to treat herself, which is she's been showing her cash app, and she sold the money that you sent her. Plus, I guess she sold the money, the 500 she sent back to you when she went down to book her hotel room down in Dallas or whatever, down in Dallas, Texas. But my thing is, why do you feel the need to go so hard, on the culture plus, and call out these people's, because I guess you put Miss Lashina Weekly on a platform. I guess you gave her extra room for a platform, but then you go off and diss her dead son. I heard you saying that you was rocking with Tuka, the Tuka gang, Tukaville from 63rd St. Lawrence. Uh, I hear you calling King Von's mother a obsessive bitches, but whether she knew King Von was a serial killer allegedly or not, you know what I mean? It's still no room for disrespect, even though you might feel she allowed a lot of this stuff, or who knows, as far as you can say the same thing as Duck's mother, you know what I mean? Which is, it wasn't really known that Duck had any bodies, but who knows what anybody done behind closed doors. But I'm seeing a lot that what appears to be some say you taking things too far. Some say that Charleston White, his days is numbered. You know what I mean? I don't like to put that or give nobody that title because I don't like to speak things like that into fruition because the tongue is very powerful. But now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things with Charleston White that even myself, and I know that a lot of people say, "Oh, if you rock with Charleston White, oh fuck you, I'm not rocking with you." Well, that's what people say, and I don't really care what a lot of people say. You know what I mean? From my standpoint and my judgment on it, I rock with a lot of things Charleston White does say. He makes a lot of valid points, and as facts. And a lot of people can't have to admit that Charleston White makes a lot of very, very known facts. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he can also contradict what he say. It's like, I guess he was talking about he had I guess he was locked up for murder before, or he's admitted to raping a woman after he gave her head and she didn't want to do anything else, so he felt the need to rape her. Well, what gives you or what makes you any better than you say FBG Duck because he was out here talking about murdering. He was out here talking about dead people. King Von was out here talking about dead people. But aren't you doing the same thing? I just heard you say I just heard you say on DJ UTV, you said fuck King Von, and you said fuck FBG Duck. And it's like, well, bro, if you're trying to put out a message of positivity and you're trying to change the culture, how are you changing the culture with adding on to what adding on drama? Vaughn has loved ones out here. Duck has loved ones out here, and a lot of people don't like um, what you said or some of the things that you're doing. Now, me personally, I know you pulled out the gun on DJ UTV, and you was like, "Oh, well, he can't tell me what to say. He can't tell me what to say." I'm definitely not telling you what to say. You know what I mean at all. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to act. It's just I'm just giving my opinion on it. This is like I really do think you make a valid good points. And I do think you challenge things that nobody has ever challenged before. As far as a lot of these rappers exposing a lot of these rappers and stuff like that. Yes, you have a lot of valid points with these rappers. Don't get me wrong. I was rocking with you when you went in on with Ti. I was rocking with you when you went in on Boosie. Uh, a lot of stuff I kind of rock with you with because it's known facts. But then for you to have such a powerful impact on certain things, and then you turn around and seem like you uh, you contradict yourself on it. This is like, man, what's going on, brother? You know what I mean? Lashina Weekly has Duck's mother has even had to come out and state her case on with you dissing her son. You know what I mean? You're not making the situation no better, Charleston, if you're gonna add on to talking about F the deceased. Um, I did a video months ago, about 2 months ago, on Don't Diss the Dead. And if y'all listening out there, go check that video out. Don't Diss the Dead, but instead give him a shout out. Because I strongly want to give an RIP to Duck. Duck, I felt a lot of his music. I related to a lot of his music. Duck to me was not a monster like some would try to say he was. Duck, I actually felt Duck. Vaughn was not a monster. Vaughn just stood on business. Uh, and I understand things happen. You take out one of my peoples, I'll take out one of your peoples, and it becomes a back and forth deal. But Charleston White, I just don't see why put yourself in so much danger. You know what I mean? Trying to make a point. You know what I mean? The thing about it is you want to change the culture, not change the culture to where the culture wants to come back and harm you. You know what I mean? Because some people are like, oh, it's a matter of time. I'm not going to say it's a matter of time for you, Charles, but I hope you continue to grow and do what you're doing. It seemed like you blew up out of nowhere on YouTube. I noticed you around 2020. And I noticed you because you was going at Dirk a lot. You was calling Dirk a punk and stuff like this and that. Okay. But it seemed like you was making a lot of valid points, and all of a sudden you just went haywire. You know what I mean? You were talking about shooting T.I.'s son. You were talking about Tootie Raw. I remember you even said something about Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates had came out and said he was molested, and you tried to make a deal about that. Said since Kevin Gates had been fucked on, you know what I mean, he been acting funny. But then Kevin Gates seen you and gave you one of the biggest hugs ever. You know what I mean? He greeted you with love. He shut that whole thing down because instead of you talking about that, you learned you should have embraced that, because a lot of these men out here has been molested. They don't talk about it like these women do, but they have been molested. It's just men keep it to themselves. You know what I mean? More so than women do. Because you never know, somebody could take that the wrong way, bro, and just spaz out on you, bro. You know what I mean? Some things ain't, you be having me laughing a lot of times. I ain't gonna lie, but then again, it's like, man, Charleston White, what you doing? You know what I mean? So it kind of makes you wonder, was you an industry plant? Was you planted here for a reason? Do you have a real agenda? Because I noticed they I guess you called the cops. You had a couple rappers put in jail. You know what I mean? And it was just unheard of to see you pull out a gun on a set of DJ UTV's platform like that, and there ain't no repercussions behind that. You don't go to jail behind that. You know what I mean? Or nothing like that. But I also think it was a clout move deal. It was a clout move deal too, though, because it seems like Charleston White has kind of somewhat been declining, and they're doing the Offset Cardi B. They do anything for clout. 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 Legendary show. And and one thing about me, I'm not doing anything for clout. I am who I am on and off this camera. Now I can be funny too, make folks laugh, but I'm dead on serious about a lot of things that I speak on. And Charleston White, I think you was you definitely legendary. And a lot of people have to admit that you are legendary, just like I'm legendary on a legendary show. But I give you your flowers on that. You know what I mean? You have definitely made an impact as far as these calling out these rappers and just how you use your YouTube and everything like that. That's what it's for. Get paid. What's a young Dolph? Get paid, young nigga. Get paid, young nigga. And that's what we all trying to do. You know, we trying to get make a living. And me, I'm just spitting authenticity and I'm just keeping it real on mine. I don't have time to really fake. You know what I mean? And be something I'm not, and so what I want to be is very authentic to the people. But Charleston White, man, just I seen there was folks looking for you in a ATL. Uh, you had the incident with Soldier Boy, you know what I mean, where you had to make Soldier Boy. Uh, I know you crept in Chicago because I know you did an interview in Chicago, and which is okay, nothing happened to you. But the thing about it is, when you go to these certain places, there is protection on deck. There is protection. I seen the one where you stood up to 600 Breezy, because he wanted to go at you for constantly saying fuck King Von. You know what I mean? But you stood on what you stood on, and that's what's the most. That's the most thing about it. You stood on what you stood on. You stood 10 toes down, which is that ain't nothing but respect. Can't nobody do nothing but give you respect on that. You know what I mean? But um, if you're going to, that's just like me. I push positivity. I push authenticity. You know what I mean? I don't do all that just to turn around and flip it and go against my culture. You know what I mean? I'm actually trying to embrace my culture. I'm trying to get my culture to do better because there is a major lack of leadership, and I really feel I'm not really necessarily trying to just be this leader. You know what I mean? I take on a leadership role. I'd rather just play the backfield, just sit back in the back. You know what I mean? While stuff gets handled and get done. But if it takes me to be in a leadership position to call out certain things, then that's definitely what I do. Because the one thing anybody that knows me know I'm a stand up guy and I don't bite my tongue for any and nobody. You know what I mean? But yeah, Charleston, I want to see you continue to go on ahead and grow and do it. And if you got to put things on display, put it on display. You know what I'm saying? Do it at your own risk. You know what I mean? Don't keep telling folks that you live out in Dallas and showing them where you at and telling them you're going to pop out of the bushes and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just keep yourself safe, because the last thing I definitely want to hear is something that happened to Charleston White, because I think Charleston White, you are very legendary. And I'm saying you're legendary on the Legendary Show. So um, I hope you stay safe out there, man. I hope that you can get all your issues resolved, and keep on doing what you're doing, Mr. Charleston White. And I ain't gonna lie, one day I'll probably like to sit down with you and do an interview with you, or come on your platform and do an interview. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. You know what I mean? So. Be looking out, because the Legendary Show is on the rise. All right, until another one, I'll be back at y'all again on another edition of that Legendary Show, y'all.